Good morning, everybody. I thought I would do a message to you today because there's a lot on my mind about what's going on in the world, and I'm sure it's on your mind too. I just had a phone call with a friend of mine who's Iranian, and she is someone who had to leave the country and with her family. And she is focused on how to help the women of Iran. But here's we discussed what could be done, you know. And of course, you can't send money, but here is the point I want to focus on. And that's that these women were asking for spiritual support, the support of your interior power, your power of focusing your light, your mystical power, the mystical power of women. To not forget about them, to focus that power, your light. And it made me think about the class that Andrew is offering, which is the mystical power of women. And mysticism is indeed mysterious. And what is that power that not just women but men have? What is the power of your light? And how do you actually realize that? How do you understand how powerful you are? And that power you have, when directed through prayer, through meditation, through conscious action, actually makes a difference in the world. And I think if you look at it from how the power of fear contaminates and how fast, like a forest fire, it activates crowds, it activates mobs, it just ignites people. You get the impact because you see it in the physical world so easily. You don't see it in the positive as tangibly. It's not. It doesn't show up as easily. The goodness does not manifest in the same way. It's more like individual. It's more like inspiration. It's more like courage. Goodness, it's amazing to me. The most valuable things we have are invisible. Courage, love, compassion, intelligence, intuition. The most valuable assets you have are of the spirit. Everything you have in life is the result of everything that's invisible. An idea is invisible. Motivation is invisible. You engage physical activity to acquire things. But I assure you, the beginning, the engine on that train is invisible. It comes from your soul or your spirit, and then all of the calculations and the strategies, all of that, then is manifested in the physical world. Once it's here, it's the caboose on your train, but not the engine. The engine is in the world of energy, of grace. I think Andrew's class, The Mystical Power of Women, is a way to understand this power that you have, that women through the ages have celebrated, have been known for. And because that power is so mysterious, they have remained renowned, and their work and their lives have stood the test of the centuries. But it is inspiring for you. And I think it's inspiring for all of us. He's going to focus on Mother Mary and not as a Catholic Madonna, but as a woman who was Jewish, but her power remains as this focus over the earth. And I, for one, have always been intrigued with her ever-present apparitions, which is a whole nother discussion. But nevertheless, the the imprint she leaves when she comes at Fatima, at Lourdes, healing waters that are for everybody. Miracles abound. Mary Magdalene, who has resurfaced in this way that is reshaping the understanding of who Jesus was, and what her role in the archetype of women in relationship to the sacred is. He picked Hadowich of Antwerp, whom I'm sure you're unfamiliar with, as I was until Andrew introduced her. But here again is a woman who had an extraordinary influence at the time of her life, and then her work went off the radar, and then it was rediscovered. And her inner life is filled with inspiration. And, and I have to say that being inspired today is in short order. And we need that kind of inspiration. We need that kind of inspiration that reinforces the message that the interior light within us is in fact the light from which all begins. Everything. Our ideas, our inspiration, our capacity to make any kind of change in life, our capacity to do anything begins there. Begins there. Even in the quiet moments where you think to yourself, what should I do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Even that starts with, give me an idea. Inspire me. Where do you think inspiration comes from? It comes from another world. It comes from that world. And finally, he's going to end with Elizabeth of the Trinity, who, again, was someone I knew nothing about, but Andrew has a way of finding the most obscure yet powerful mystics. And he refers to her as his jewel of praise. And these profound women have incredible teachings to offer us today when women, and it's not just women, but indeed women, need an incredible network of light around the world to inspire us everywhere, whether it is in Iran or Ukraine or even in the United States, where power is being repressed and repressed. What is it about this world that they find the empowerment of women so utterly intimidating? I think understanding your inner light is such a contribution to your well-being. And I do hope that you'll consider that you'll be inspired to take the mystical power of women, because, and not just if you're a woman, but even as a man, do you understand that this mystical light is also part of your life? This is a time when what we are witnessing is really the battle of light and darkness, and it is being waged on our planet, and it's happening everywhere. I send you so much love, and I thank you always for being a part of CMED. It is our contribution to making the world a much better place. Thank you, everybody.